A very good friend of mine, which was also the best player that I've ever coached, a player called Fourie Pre. When we were a lot younger, when I went to my first World Cup, he said one piece of advice. The World Cup is a wild journey. Make sure that you are composed, and that made a big impression on me. The World Cup in 2015 in England, that's
Mm,
something that I became very aware of is composure, specifically under pressure.
mm,
And um, going back to that moment, is you have to be composed, because if you're not composed, how can you expect the rest of your team to be composed? And you've got 30 seconds to make a big call, and that's why you need good people around you. So
mm,
I touched base with Lee Blackett, who was on my left. Richard Blaze, who was just in front of me, spoke over the microphone to JP Ferreira, who was on the pitch, and then literally took, I don't know, thinking back now, maybe 10, 15 seconds, just thinking it through. And then the decision was, do I take off a forward or do I take off a back? And I had to think of the game. I had to think of our plan. I had to think of the opposition. And then I had to think of the time left. And there was a significant amount of time left. And our bench, also how I selected our bench for the final. So a whole host of things happened. But again, all credit to the players, because whatever decision I made, they just backed it and
mm.
they adapted on the field. And halftime was great to see. Everybody calm, everybody composed. We
Yeah.
we readapted our plan, and we led that final with 8 minutes to go with 14 men. And unfortunately, when you get to a final, you play against very good opposition, and Northampton is also a class team, and they scored a brilliant try, and then became a one-score game, and we had the ball in the last play of the game, and we lost it 5 meters from the try line. So that's the margins of sport.
Mm.
But I'm proud of the composure of the whole group in that specific moment.